So I came to the internet and I told you guys about my baby daddy and how I found out that his cousin who was living with us for a hot little minute was really not his cousin and it was really his boyfriend. Now, it has been like a couple of months since that incident has happened. And ever since that incident happened, my baby daddy, of course, is not very active in his kid's life anymore. He decided that he wanted to choose his boyfriend over his kid. Now, it is really tough, like having to do everything by myself because he decided that he was going to go ahead and just move out of state with his boyfriend. And I know a lot of people are going to just say, like let him do what he want to do and, just keep going. But it's really hard to keep going sometimes. Everything has been left off on me. I am left to pay all of the bills. I am left to do everything. And he doesn't contribute to anything anymore. Before my baby daddy left, we did have a conversation, and of course the conversation didn't go well. He made it seem like everything I was saying was all my fault. I was the reason why he did what he did. He told me basically like I guess I wasn't giving him the love that he needed in the house, and I'm just like, why didn't you tell me the truth? Like, what was the point of you telling me that this was your cousin? You had this man around everybody in your family. Y'all had me around, and basically I was the one that was looking like the fool. I just wish that this man was honest with me from the beginning. Like, of course, there were signs that were there, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I ignored it because I'm like, that was his cousin. I really believe that man was his cousin. Now, there has been some times where I have, found some stuff that was a little out of place. Now, there was a time where I was doing his laundry, and I noticed that every time I would do his laundry, like, he had a lot of, so in his undergarments, I kept finding a lot of just like poop in his undergarment. And me being me, I thought that like maybe he wasn't wiping properly. I didn't know what the case was. Like, I'm being honest with y'all, I did not know what it was. But it's like after I kept finding them and every time I would clean his laundry, I just kept seeing it. I'm like what's going on? When I asked him about it, he just made it seem like, oh, like he was like, I wasn't wiping properly. That's why, it was in my laundry. You don't have to do my laundry no more. Like, he just kept acting weird about like little stuff. There was also times where, like, I would come home from a long day of work and I would see him and his cousin, like, they'd be in the room or whatever. I don't know, like, they was a little bit too close for me. Like, I don't think that I would be that close to my cousin, but I'm like, okay, that's his cousin, so it is what it is. It would be times where, like, we would get into it and then he would go straight to his cousin's room and just stay in the room with his cousin. There was so many different stories that I can tell y'all where I feel like I should have been more aware and I should have noticed the signs, but I didn't. I was very open and honest with my kids. I let them know what was going on. Yeah, I didn't tell them everything, but they do understand why their dad is no longer here and why he decided to move to another state. I really never expected none of this to happen, but y'all, I am literally hurt. I am really going through it, and I am trying to pick up all the broken pieces. I'm just glad that he finally revealed himself before things got a little bit deeper.